Thank you very much for waiting here for another radio broadcasting. No, I'm kidding. It will be much more older adventure into the United States, into New York, where a very important person for the Czech or Bohemian community in late 19th century, early of 20th century, began doing something what I hope 99% confirm that is the oldest and the biggest collection of the ethnic recordings for the Bohemians, for the Czechs in the United States. So enjoy the time with Edward Jedlička. The first when we spotted something about the oldest, it was in a document in the ethnic series by Richard Spotswood, that he spotted like 40 plus cylinders, brown wax cylinders in the Library of Congress. That was in the 1980s. We found this 10 years ago, Gabriel Gessel, the private collector, so we knew that something was there. Till 2018, nobody knows. Okay, let's start beginning with the Edward Jedlička. You will see a different type of the first name, Edward, Ed. The most important thing is that we found during the last 4 years, especially during the COVID, so we were doing the research during the COVID, we found the family members, great-granddaughters, great-grandsons, so third generation from the Ed Jedlička, born 1867, South Bohemia. And in the next slides, you will see that he was not only the jewelry man or watchmaker, but also a singer, actor, photographer, and promoter. But the most important for us is that he was responsible for one of the biggest collections for the Czechs in New York. Okay, so let's move. So he was born here. This is Europe. This is Czech Republic. At that time, it was Austrian-Hungary Empire. Here, South Bohemia. Then he moved to Prague. After the school as a jeweler maker, he went to Trutnov or to the North Bohemia and his first years or first decades in the Austrian-Hungary Empire in Varnsdorf. You can see that there are the dates like from which year till which year he was in studies in Prague. And the most important what we found was, and as you can imagine as a researcher, many of you did that we are now doing the timeline. But during the 5, 6, 7 years, it wasn't so easy like the presentation here. It was like a one piece on the left side, one piece on the right side, one piece from the 19th century, one piece from the 20th century. So this is something what we called a fraud. He did something. We found newspapers, German newspapers, that time, 1895, that he stole something like a gold or a jewelry. So he checked the date, May 5th, 1895. April 1895. Where's Ed Jedlička? In the year 28, and the age of 28, Edward Jedlička, the ship SS Stuttgart from Bremen, 3 weeks to United States, to the port, New York, directly in Manhattan. Now, it's very important to tell that he settled in the heart of Upper East Side, the Bohemian village, the Bohemian side. So from the beginning, he was moving from 1895 till 1906, like 4 different positions. The very important for us soon, also for you, is this 1358 Avenue A. Very famous avenue. They are there is a, it's called Alphabetic City. There are 4 avenues, A, B, C, D, like the former Manhattan. But later we can find him on the 1328 First Avenue, a little bit down on the 72nd Street. The oldest directory what we found with him was 1898. That time, the family of the Jedlička, and you see in the list, 11 kids with one wife. The first 4 were born in Austria-Hungary and came with the mother 5-6 months after the 1895 left the building by Jedlička. Okay, for you, that's Manhattan. The Czech village or the Upper East Side is here. So just to know where we are. Of course, that's important for anyone that time was apply for the citizenship. He did, 1905, and this document was the first document what I found. And I went, and I went to the South Bohemia where my wife got a cottage, and I asked an aunt from the archive, hey, we got the names of the kids here, but it's weird. Like all of them are almost like in Austrian. So that's weird. But we have no idea where he was born. When you look here, you got Edward Jedlička, where he lived. And here, I was born March 1867 at, I have no idea. That's Strelice, in South Bohemia, near the Moravia, near the Brno. So from that time, we've got almost 200 years to the left, to the 19th and 18th century, the history of the Jedlička, not tribe, Jedlička family. Okay, who can count with me? It's only 10. Big accident in 1903, all newspapers in Manhattan. One of the daughter of Jedlička was hit by a horse and died in the street. But here you can see also the very important later the followers of the Jedlička. Oh, I need a time. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm still good. So you will see the sons, the oldest, Charles, Edward, and the others, the followers, but also very important nowadays because we met with these families. There is only one family called Jedlička in DC, almost near the Library of Congress, and it's very important because in 1963 they donated that cylinders. The Spotswood spotted in the 1980s. So now we are trying to help the Library of Congress, like to dig them and to preserve them. Okay, here is Mr. Jedlička, the picture held by the family. This is the first shop, so you can see that it's pretty small. And very soon he moved to almost the same size shop, but somewhere behind he did the cylinders. We don't have a picture, like nice, cool pictures from the colleagues, what we've seen today and yesterday, like with the recording, like with the horn and everything. So, no. What is really cool that till the time when he started, 1903, he did a golden branch for the Jan Kubelik, the famous violin player. That was the first time when Kubelik went to tour in the United States, and it was hidden in the Czech Museum of Music collection. So when I asked, do we have a collection of the Jan Kubelik? Sure, no problem. I found a newspaper. Wait a minute, it's here? No, it's not here, sorry. I found the newspapers, and there is, at Jadlička, the jeweler man in New York did for Jan Kubelik the golden branch. Oh yeah, sure, we've got that one. Like, are you kidding me? So I'm doing research like 5 years, and now you are telling me that this is here? Okay. From 1903, we can say that he was not only the jeweler man, watchmaker, the actor, but also a distributor and also the producer of the cylinders. So let's go here. In 2019, and it's a story, so it's like, I like the storyteller, to be a storyteller. So 2019, we went with Martin to Iowa City for a tour at the Library Information Science School. And at the end, I was tired, and I said, no, I don't want to go to the music library. I'll just stay in the room. No, come with me. Okay, let's go. They opened the doors. These are the number 1, number 4, number 6, number 10. So the oldest and the rarest cylinders made by Jadlička. Few years after that, copies, not the originals, because we confirmed that Jadlička was duplicating them and was selling them normally like his own product. But from that time, the Iowa City is very important for us because a few years after that, when we found the others, 170, we donated to the Iowa City and stored them and doing the things there. Very interesting, the Czech records, original master, American pressing, early advert 1903, I think it's March. The famous, the world famous Wizard of the Cornet, Bohemians. This is very cool CD by Archeophone, colleagues from the Archeophone. But here you can see that he recorded Bohemians. Okay. Are we playing something? No, I think that... No, I already did. It's playing. Okay, I'll start. Wait a minute. Okay.
Že peníze světem vládnou, Česká národní píseň, kornetové solo, zahraje pan Bohumír Kryl, Dětickův rekord.
Okay, so at Jadlička, record or label with Bohumir Kryl. In the behind, you can hear the piano. We thought that it's Jadlička friend, Rudolf Prussia, very famous that time, very important also for the Jadlička family because he thought through his school, the Charles Jadlička, to play the piano. Okay. Selling the Czech accordions, the music scores, so you can see that also the very interesting connection, because not only Jadlička is in our scope, but also the other music sellers. One music seller was Joseph Yaran in Chicago, publisher, with Andrew Grill, who arranged the Barbara, but who's selling? At the Jadlička Music House. So here you can see the latest address, and very soon, that's a not good quality, but what is? Remember this box, because we will see soon these boxes in original size, in original pictures. Czech records, original master, American produce. Boo. One day, when again I was in Iowa City, I was a call. I've got for you like 2 boxes of the cylinders, so I will be leaving them with the other documents at the university. I was a call from the family to the Katie Biener, the head of the Rita Benton Music Library. She received 4 boxes, rows 300 and 400, so we think it's like 1905-06. Some of them, because you can see, maybe you can, there are the same numbers here. Sometimes mean this, master, a copy. But on the another option is part 1, part 2. But we think that these are the storage depositories of the cylinders of the masters and the copies for the future duplication. We need to confirm a lot of information, a lot of things. For example, that the one cylinder in the row 500 was the same cylinder like the cylinder in the number 65, for example, but in the 1908. Yes, you can say, I can see the Columbia, black molded. Yes, that's another story, and it's not a story for today. Because it will be much more research like what he was doing with the Columbia and relabeling them and distributing them under his own label. Okay, the first cylinders got this. I really was shocked that I never seen something like that. I'm pretty sure that it's connected with his jeweler, master profession. So what you can see here. See? At Jadlička. It's much better seen here at Jadlička. So we know about like 5 or 6 of them. Very interesting. Okay, let's go forward. You've got another 55 slides. Okay, don't worry. So we can do it. The paper slips, not inside the box like the Columbia ones, but outside. These are the like duplicates, stand alone in an envelope. But you can see the title, you can see the number, you can see the all important things like an Edison. The very important is the address. So if you got the address, you can tell, oh, it's from that period. But better is to count with the numbers, because sometimes he was using the old address for the later cylinders. So you got the differences here, here. You got the differences here, 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 here. That means trademark. Because what he did, he registered the trademark. Jedlička records, 1903 in May, he received the confirmation. He did that before Edison did eco all around the world. That's interesting. The latest, 1328. So that means 1906 and later. But what he did as a masterpiece, and I own only one box with that. So we digitized like slide by slide, stripe by stripe, we put together as a panoramic picture. That's pretty cool. Remember the picture on the right side of the slide, the first one? That's the original photograph of this picture, held by the family. Okay, Library of Congress. We know that they own 40 plus cylinders donated by the Charles Jedlička Jr. Now we know that it's more than 40. They were lying. It's almost like 70 because there are also duplicates for them. But when you listen the cylinders, it's 4 national songs. 4 national songs. Okay, but listen carefully the rest of the cylinder. National songs number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. On the other cylinders, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. So you must listen the whole cylinder. See? 3 songs, 2, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3. But, of course, it's a Czech language. 3 songs, for example, here, 3 songs, match, same. No, it's not. You need to digitize them so you can see a light brown wax. We found them with Mejzr a year ago when I, after like 5 years, was trying to get in. So Mejzr, Partnik Middling, like the new Culpeper stuff, just said, yes, come here, let's do it. Okay, patent. Now you can enjoy a little bit of the Czech humor.
Patent, zaspívá Eduard Jedlička Jedličkův rekord. Nejdřív řezníkem býval, pak volí porážíval. Dneska cylindr nosí a jménem doktor se ho nosí. No to je patent, 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 tomu patří talent, talent, talent.
Running out of time. Still we've got the 35 slides. Okay, 1908, the latest, the latest advert, the only one, with a list of what Jedlička was selling, 510. But because we know now the numbers, because the Iowa City and another donation, we know that it's 550. That's a pretty big number for a one small label company. Okay, very, very fast, because someone know that this person is Alphonse Mucha. Over there, photographed by Ed Jedlička. Enjoy. We never seen that before. Nobody tell us that he was the photographer of Mucha in New York apartment, 1907. Oh, okay. But as I mentioned before, the actor. What is really interesting, and some of you can recognize Rusalka, Petvošák, Růžena Matpurová, the first Rusalka, very important diva like later Emmy Destin, or that time also like Emmy Destin. But it's 1901. That's a Bohumil pták. 1903, Maturova in the United States. Oh, he's singing with Ed Jadlička. And Mr. Prusha is conducting and playing on a piano. 1911, he's a promoter of the Bohumil pták, and Miss Förster, Hanne Förster, as the one of the big opening night for the Czechs at Manhattan. Warbling Bohemians, not yet discovered, Herald, New York. At Jadlička has a Chinese Bohumil pták. Someone can recognize the note, but I have no idea. A daughter of Jadlička also is playing with these two, this opera guy, like that time it's like top 3 in the Austria-Hungary in Prague, not in Austria-Hungary. Okay, for us it's important, the phonograph dealer, what he did for Bohumil pták is, I think that it's true, but he negotiated with the Edison that pták recorded the cylinders for the Edison. We will skip, you can do it later back at home, but what is important and why I'm telling that is the new shop, 1328, and wait a minute, here, Bohumil pták, Hanne Förster, and selling Victor and Edison recordings. A lot of Edison recordings over there, the cylinders. But maybe not, but I'm pretty sure that there are. Okay, he was also a dealer for Columbia. So in 1912, pták came back from the Chicago and did the only recordings for Columbia at that time, and also with the Hanne Förster, the only recordings for that lady. They are in the Mills Music Library. I'm almost there. Eva is not coming, but I'm almost there. I've got 2 minutes. Jadlička brothers, that's a future, a research. Because what Jadlička did, he moved to the Long Island. He bought a property there, and he established a new shop. So he moved from the Manhattan. Jadlička brothers understand the value of the renting the phonographs, turntables, and other stuff, radios. And they had a really good business there in the 20s and 30s. Charles, you've seen there's the first son here, Edward here, and the youngest one, he was here somewhere. Okay, meet the Jadličkas. That's a granddaughter of Jadlička, still lives in Long Island. These are the donations, almost 200 cylinders by another wing of the Jadlička. So that's the second kid of the Jadlička. The third, these are the Jadličkas, really a Jadlička family by the surname in DC. Thank you very much for listening. And this is the example of how we can share the knowledge about the Jadlička. Thank you.